telling you, I'm right on this one. Calm down about the Venezuelan stuff. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't post anything until you, A, can spell Venezuela, and B, go watch 22 seasons of The Blacklist. Before we begin, let's thank our great sponsors. And if you want information on how to become one, you can go to jasonbailey.com. Much love to Inspect All Pest Services, because bugs, termites, and critters, they don't belong in your house. Inspect All handles pest control, termite protection, and wildlife removal. Here's the number one reason to use them. One company that does it right the first time. Bonus, they also take care of insulation, pressure washing, and gutter maintenance all across Atlanta. Less calls, less stress, better results. InspectAllServices.com. If life makes you Google lawyer, call the Aurora Law Firm, led by the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora. This Georgia-based team handles criminal defense, white-collar cases, DUI, expungements, and more. Nationwide, number one reason to call the Mad Dog, they know the system and how to beat it. The Aurora Law Firm, because oops needs backup. TheAuroraLawFirm.com. Life gets heavy. Stress, work, relationships, all of it. That's where Ridgeline Counseling can help. Led by Dr. David Markwell and a team of 10 therapists, Ridgeline offers in-person sessions at 3 of his Georgia locations: East Cobb, Marietta, and McKaysville, or virtual visits wherever you're at and most comfortable with. Number one reason to choose Ridgeline, you don't have to do it alone. Ridgeline Counseling. Real help when you need it. MarkwellTherapy.com. Power goes out, not at your house, if you call Alternate Power Solutions. They're a family-owned Generac generator dealer founded in 2012, handling sales, installation, service, and repair for home standby and portable generators across Georgia and Tennessee. Here's the number one reason to use them. You don't pay a dime until the job is done and you're 100% happy. Every customer gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract, flexible financing, and they actually keep generators and parts in stock, plus an A+ rating with the BBB. All you have to do is call 770-853-7571 or visit poweringgeorgia.com for a free home assessment. Use the discount code Bailey for $500 off your entire installation. Alternate Power Solutions, because losing power shouldn't mean losing your mind. Tired of struggling to get in and out of the tub? Meet MVP Walk-In Tub and Shower of Atlanta. Beautiful, safe, and affordable bathing solutions that actually make your bathroom work for you. This family-owned local company focuses on installations that elevate comfort and accessibility. No high-pressure sales, no commission-only reps, just honest, hassle-free service across Metro Atlanta. Here's the number one reason to call MVP. They make bathing safe, easy, and enjoyable. Schedule your no-hassle appointment, 404-493-6888, or you can go online to nvpwalkins.com. Don't forget to mention the BPX, the Bailey Podcast Exchange, for $2,000 off MVP Walk-In Tub and Shower, because your bathroom should feel like a retreat, not a workout. Looking for the ultimate wellness boost? Meet Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. From ozone therapy to red light therapy, halo therapy, presso therapy, PEMF grounding mats, and even in-house ozone-infused products, Alive Ozone Therapy Spa's got everything to help you feel amazing, inside and out. Repair, rejuvenate, and restore your body. Here's the number one reason to try Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because they combine cutting-edge therapies with natural holistic care. Go online to AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. Use the discount code BS10 for 10% off your services and products. Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because feeling your best shouldn't be optional. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And with that being said, let's begin the show.
Hey, good looking. It's the Bailey Show podcast. JasonBailey.com. It's a website.
Yeah, there it is. Episode 452 of the Bailey Show podcast. It is a guy show women love to listen to with a side of laughs. Yeah.
A little side.
Little side, like cranberries at Thanksgiving side. It's all on the BPX. That is the Bailey Podcast Exchange. 3 different shows, 5 days a week. One feed. Details, jasonbailey.com. Also, on the website, our merch store. There should be a sale coming up here shortly. I'll let you know. So make sure you're following us on all social medias, which is also there on jasonbailey.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Let us know if you like the black and white polka dots. It's a very important question. We've changed the design, the layout of the newsletter, or Ben did. And Ben loves the polka dots. I don't mind the polka dots, but I'm curious if you like the polka dots. So in order to do that, you have to sign up to get our newsletters, which are released usually every Friday or Saturday. It's just a recap of the week, and then you get all the links and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes there's this, and eventually, probably here sooner than later, I'm going to start doing giveaways within the newsletter so you can get freebies if you sign up for the newsletter. Like I'll send out mag butter from Alive or something like that. So do you or do you not like the, as Ben would put them, Randy Rhoads polka dots? I see Dusty Rhoads polka dots. Two difference of opinions.
So I don't know much about wrestling. I don't remember polka dots and Dusty Rhoads.
When he went to the WWF, they turned him into this thing, which actually was over. It was goofy because the Dusty Rhoads that we all grew up on was the son of a plumber, hard working, blue collar, just a straight up, I'm a brawler kind of guy. He goes to the WWF. They were very gimmicky at that time. So they gave him this, the Dusty Rhoads, they give him the gimmick of these black and yellow polka dots, and they put this black woman as his manager. I don't think she ever had been in the wrestling business, and it worked. Crazy enough, it worked.
So it's like a buddy guy thing?
Yeah, and he was over, but he was, again, he's Dusty freaking Rhoads, but he was never top tier talent over. Like he never had this big, and he was always a babyface. So he's never had this big brawl with like Hulk Hogan or any of the world title holders. In NWA, he was the guy, right? He was the champion. He, Harley Race, Ric Flair. Those three went at each other. Yeah. But when he went to WWF, and at those days, if you came over and were a name built by another territory, they purposely would destroy you. That was a Vince McMahon thing. Is like, if you're not us made, then we'll keep you at mid-tier, make money off of you, but never let you be the face of this company. The only people that can become the face of this company are people that we make. And that changed, and even when Vince McMahon was still in charge. But, you had guys like the Dudley Boys, come in. They were ECW through and through. They became, a WWE brand. So anyway, I could talk wrestling all the time.
Yeah, you could. I don't know much about the Dusty Rhoads correlation. When I think white polka dots with a black background, it immediately makes me think of a Randy Rhoads flying V. I don't know why.
Or Minnie Mouse. She was into the polka dots.
Okay, white and red.
Was that white and black?
White and red. Pretty sure.
I thought I had a white and black. I know Victoria's Secrets makes panties with white and black.
And that's really, you found the real motivation for the background. Is I'm very, very into the Victoria's Secret panty dots.
Did you want an uncomfortable situation? Go to Victoria's Secret. Go to Victoria's Secrets during the holidays. Be a 50-year-old man rooting through the panty drawers and have one of the nice young ladies come over and ask if you need help.
Yep, been there.
Oh,
it's awkward.
It's so weird.
Can you try this on?
Yeah, it's so weird. Rumor has it back in the day they would. I don't know if that's ever true or not.
I don't know, but a lot of things went down in the 80s that would just boggle our minds today, wouldn't they?
Right. There was
your boobs were about the same size as my wife. Would you try this brassiere on for me, please?
I've got a Snopes that I always believed that back in the day, like late 80s, even into the early 90s, if you were to go into a Victoria's Secret, they would, if by request, say, hey, would you model this for me? So I don't know if it's true or not. God, we missed that boat if that's true.
Yeah. There was what was it? Blue Collar Comedy Tour on the first one.
Yeah.
When they went into all the different stores in the mall in between the bits, one of them was Victoria's Secret, and Larry the Cable Guy was like, "You make this, where's Hannibal in the britches and whatever." And Heidi Klum is the one that's how you like my Larry impression.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So yeah, Heidi Klum was the one working the Victoria's Secret store.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot.
You talk about a guy I was there the day he got fired, and I was the guy he vented to the day he got fired in radio. And I'll never forget where we're standing in the Clear Channel building, waiting to get in to talk to the operations manager. And I walked by and I had heard about, because I knew about it prior, because they were bringing me over to the rock station from the Top 40 station. So I'd known about this whole plan prior, and I knew that they were getting rid of Larry because they looked at him as they're like, we want to get away from this redneck kind of feel with the rock station. We want to go new rock alternative. We want to go younger. We want to go hipper. And believe it or not, in those days I was. And I'm walking down the hallway and I see Larry, and he's by himself and he's in the corner. He's on the other side of the cubicle of this woman, Maria, who was the assistant to the operations manager. And it's just Larry and I in the hallways. And I said, hey man, are you okay? I heard, I'm sorry. Man, I tell you, I'm just so pissed off, right? They don't know what they did. I'll walk right across the street to that other radio station. I'll work there and I'll whip their ass if they don't give me my job back. I'm just, he goes, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing. Anyway, my buddy Jeff, he's got this tour he's going to be doing. He said I could go out on a tour with him and this blue collar thing. We can do that, all blah, blah. I said, man, I'm sure you'll
kind of worked out.
I said, I'm sure you'll be fine. Like not even a year later. I mean, just larger than life. Terry Bradshaw's on the Fox Sports, get her done. It was on t-shirts, brand everywhere. Mm-hmm. It was the new catchphrase of America.
Get her done.
Yeah. And I was just like, good for you. Yep. Good for you, Dan from
I tell you, I was happier than a busload of retards headed to SeaWorld on a Sunday. Get her done.
You talk about a guy that lives a gimmick. I mean, because
he does not talk like that.
Dan from Nebraska.
His name's not Larry. Dan from Nebraska lived in Sanford.
Yeah, lived in Sanford, sure, yeah. But great.
And he actually did go to Flea World a lot.
Yeah, didn't we all? You could get a beer and walk around. Loved Flea World. That's not open anymore, is it?
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's like fields now. It's supposed to be like a condos and stuff for the last 8 years. It's just been sitting there growing new dirt.
Yeah, so back in the day, for those that don't know, the Flea World, it was in Sanford, right?
Oh yeah, right across. Yeah,
they had like little amusement rides, like horribly crappy little amusement rides, but you could get a big beer for like cheap, and walk cold big beer. And
I did not.
You did not what?
Get beer.
To get beer, but they had everything at this flea market. It was good.
They had. I loved it because you had the one air conditioned building, and that's where the fancy, like high dollar rent was in this building. It's where they had the tattoo parlor and
one of my mentors. That was what he did every weekend. That's all he did. He drank a lot, and he's like, hey, you got to come down here and just go to the flea market with me and stuff like that. Just walk around. I don't know if he's getting away from his wife or what. Just walk around, and he would get destroyed drunk. Just walking around this flea market. That's like my only memory of the flea market was him and him walking around and doing those different things. Anyway,
they had a stage right in the middle of like there was a courtyard in the middle of the flea market, and they'd have little shitty country bands, and I would go clog. I learned how to clog at Flea World.
So there, what I learned, like when I lived in Sacramento, there's this family that's old school. Well, it's Roseville. And it's God, I forget the name of the flea market, but I knew the guy, like their marketing guy, really, really nice guy. We did some business together with the radio station. And this was the hips and hips of a flea market. I mean, this thing, acres and acres, just tons of stores. And and then they had their secret stores in there that are not supposed to be selling certain things. And that's where I got my switchblade. You go in there. And he'd open up this door, and it was nuts. It was crazy. They had a stage. They had food, the produce, like California produce. Like as much as I dislike the state and most of the people in it, dude, the topography and the produce, that you can't beat it. It was
so good,
so fresh, so clean, so good, really, really good. But this flea market was like a thing. And every day people would go, you could find anything there. So like the flea market idea, somebody needs to bring it back. It seems like every kind of city has like their, their flea market or downtown market, that Sunday market.
Yeah.
Yeah. My allergies are bothering me.
Bless you. I see that.
Anyway, all right. Hey, thanks for being here. My name is Jason Bale. I don't even think we got to that. There's the bald badger, Benjamin, right there.
Hi,
Hi, my name is
bald
you know,
badger.
it's funny how when I look at social media, everyone becomes extremely passionate about something they are not passionate about, unless it gives them the opportunity to bitch more and maybe, I guess, make them feel like they know about said topic. Example, Venezuela.
Oh
I
boy.
know for a fact that these people on my feed have never posted about Venezuela before in their entire lives of America. But
They saw it on Reddit.
now they know everything about Venezuela, the Monroe Doctrine. I mean, these are the smartest people I've ever met. It's absolutely amazing. So, what I ask of those people to prove that you're as passionate about Venezuela as you claim to be, I need you, without Googling right now, spell it. Go. Yeah, you're not as passionate as you thought you were.
I feel like I could probably get it right.
All right, go ahead. Give it a shot.
Venezuela.
There you go. You are passionate about Venezuela.
Look at me. I'm literate.
You are a Venezuelan.
I know I'm right because Mondami spelled it for us, and he's the know-all.
He's the guy. He's going to say, hey, look, don't listen to history. Socialism works. Everything should be free. And in this country, we should make those that have worked hard for their money and had the ultimate success the bad guys. So for whatever reason, there is a clan of people in this country that honestly believe that because you are a billionaire or multimillionaire, because you're successful, you actually are bad. I don't understand. I'm not even going to try to get into this debate or argument. I don't understand how that can even be a mindset. Like literally, that is the American dream, is to work hard, work smart, get to a place where you have the ultimate success. It's happened throughout the 200 plus or 250 years of our nation, right? I mean, the Rockefellers and all these other different people, they worked hard. Why is that bad? I don't know.
Now that you've achieved that, you have a responsibility, Bailey. You're missing the point.
What's the responsibility?
To take care of those that are lazy. Duh.
Well, you know, I don't think you have a God-given responsibility to give back, but I do think morally, I know if I were in that situation, I would help out as many people as possible. But how do you know they don't? I mean, like I see stories all the time. I know people with a lot of money. Like John Morgan is a billionaire. I know how much he gives to the community. Not everything is public knowledge. Right. So just because you don't know everything, you purple-haired freak, doesn't mean that it's not true. For
those listening, he's not talking to me.
No, I don't understand the mindset. I just don't understand the mindset. It's very confusing to me, and I don't have the energy to argue it. I just don't. You know, the Venezuelan thing, right? You go in, the bad guy had an indictment in New York, plenty of cases, RICO case. He's won it. You know, he needs to, he challenged the United States. He threatened the president of the United States.
Come and get me, he says.
Yeah, I mean, like,
okay.
All these things. And so, okay, we go in the most badass fashion as the United States of not hurting anybody that I know of, right? You go in there and you swipe he and his wife, and now they're arrested and they're in our custody. And the Venezuelan people are cheering, just like the immigration stuff, right? Do you know the people that were cheering were the legal immigrants that went through the process? The people, the criminals, the illegal immigrants, those are the ones that were out there protesting outside of the paid protesters that the left provides.
Yeah, purple-haired people eaters.
Yeah, purple-haired people eaters. Absolutely amazing stuff. So now The Venezuelan thing has turned into the United States just wants their oil or something. Look, I wouldn't argue that there's way more to this story than what we think or what we read.
Sure.
This is Blacklist stuff, man. Watch Blacklist. It's total Blacklist stuff. I could come up with numerous conspiracy theories pro and anti administration. It's very easy to do. And probably there's some truth to a lot of them, to be honest with you. I'm just going based off of what I know. Bad guy got bad guy, bring bad guy in, and then you look at countries like China and Russia, who are the largest offenders of criminal war crimes that go on record and say that the United States, look, this is a war crime. Dude, you know what you do? Like, Russians are executing Ukrainians that are giving up or that are surrendering. I mean, there's video proof of all of this. And for some reason, again, in this country, we have this soft spot. Like, one day you hate them and the next day you agree with them. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. You people make no sense to me. I don't hate you. I still love you. I just don't understand you. And
here's what it boils down to. Anything that President Donald Trump does, and yes, I said President Donald Trump because I think he still deserves some sort of respect. Anything he does, they're going to disagree with, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's orange man bad, and it's obviously evil if he decided it was right. Period.
That's crazy. It's like you go into, like, if the cops were to go into a community and get the drug dealer, the kingpin, the one that's feeding drugs to kids, people are dying. Now, there's another part of that conversation where it's personal responsibility. Trust me, I get it. But still, you got the guy that's been warned and said, hey, look. Plus, if you've ever known, I mean, this guy's not far off from Chavez. Years ago, I mean, his people are Chavezists. I mean, they came from the same. They're cut from the same cloth. We don't, in the United States, understand what it's like to live under a government like that, where, you think that ICE is horrible because they're going and they got the, masks on and like Antifa's not wearing masks or haven't always worn masks, like most of you were like, couldn't get out of your mask. You loved it so much during COVID. So now the masks are a big thing. It's just so weird. But anyway, if you don't know what it's like living under a dictatorship like that in Venezuela, where, we saw this with the Egyptian Spring stuff, right? That's what when the Egyptians uprose in the coup, when you have a country that you have rich and you have poor and there's nothing in between. And the rich are usually in bed with the government. And you're like, well, hey, dumbass, how do you know so much about this? You're an idiot. You don't know anything. Well, I know what I know from my experience. And my experience in this is I dated a girl who escaped Chavez in Venezuela back in the day, and her family. Her mother spoke out against the government. They were wealthy. Her father sold receipt rolls, and they were wealthy because of that. They had 2 houses, they had maids, a bunch of cars. That made them wealthy in Venezuela. Receipt rolls.
Man.
Like, I can't even make that up, right? I mean, like, I can't. If you're trying to shoot me down on this story, go, oh, you're making this up. I can't even come up with receipt rolls. I mean, that's as real as it gets. So he's father did this. Father went along with everything. Blah blah blah. But it was either the mother or the mother's sister, one of the two, that spoke out like openly, publicly against Chavez and the government. And they were warned numerous times. And then one night they got a visit from his people, and it was inches away from death. And that's when they said that they needed to get out. They were told to get out. All their bank accounts were frozen. Everything they owned was taken from them. In the middle of the night, they packed a suitcase, the entire family, and they came to Orlando. And the only reason they came to Orlando was because they would visit Kissimmee. They moved to Kissimmee. Mm-hmm. They would go to the theme parks. And that's the only thing they knew in the United States. So they go from that. It was husband, wife, daughter, and I believe son. I think she had a brother. And they come over here and they went from being wealthy in Venezuela to a suitcase and nowhere to live as a family in Orlando. So the father, I forget where he got a job. He ended up getting a job. I forget where he got a job at, but the mother gets a job at the outlet mall. Oh, no, before that, they cleaned houses or office buildings. They cleaned houses, cleaned toilets. And then eventually they saved up enough money to get to a point where they had a house, place to live. And she goes and gets a job at, I believe it was the Adidas store at the outlets. And the daughter, who I met when she was young, she was modeling a little bit. Absolutely gorgeous girl. Actually, it wasn't too far before I met Rach. So, I mean, this would have probably been maybe 16, 17 years ago. I know her. Great girl. But when I met her, she was young with child. And I was not ready for that. And I remember the day, I still wanted to date her and hang out with her because she was awesome. But I remember the day I said something I should have never said. I'll never forget. I regret this to this day. And she had kept a distance from her daughter to me up until this day. And I was too stupid to see it or realize it. And we were on the phone and we were going to hang out that day. And she goes, "Oh, I can bring my daughter with me." And I said, I was like, you don't have to do that. Like, I didn't read the room. I wasn't being a dick. I just didn't read the room. And that just ended the relationship. And then she was done. She ends up right after me. And this is why I'm such a great guy to date back in the day, because once you broke up with me, you found your partner.
Oh, you were good luck, Chuck?
I was good luck, Chuck. Every girl that I dated or married after me, they found the right person. So I'm the best test dummy with a capital D known to man. She finds this guy, good looking guy, jacked to the nines. He was a lawyer. Now he's I think a fairly big time lawyer now. You know, I see him on social media. They're still together. And he, I think, was a single father. So it was like a perfect situation. And I didn't know this, but I ran into her after we kind of stopped talking. It was kind of weird. I didn't know what was going on. And it was downtown Winter Park. And I see her in this bar, just kind of there, this party. And I walked in, and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "I haven't heard from you," or something like this. And I'll never forget, I'm looking over her shoulder and I see this guy just hawking me. And I'm like, okay, I got it. I was like, all right, look, I got it. It's cool. I understand. But I was like, I felt defeated. I wasn't used to that. You know what I mean? But she was from Venezuela. That was the whole point of me telling you the story. She was from Venezuela and she escaped persecution. She escaped, that dictatorship. So that's what these people have been living through. That's what you get when you have that type of government that controls so much. And then you have the criminal element that's involved. I mean, look, all leaders are going to do crappy things. All countries are going to do crappy things. But, you notice the people on the streets that were cheering were Venezuelans, right? I mean, they were, but the people that are not cheering are not Venezuelans. They're like white people from America. Like, well, what business is it of yours? The Washington Redskins name. The Indians didn't care. Native Americans didn't care. It's the white guy that cares. Like, we have to stop. We have to put an end to these fake, phony protests just because they hate the administration. It's really, I mean, you talk about a group of people that have zero patriotism in their blood, zero love for this country. You don't, because you have to protest everything. You have to, even if there's good in it or right in it, you like, when something good happens, you're not pointing it out. I mean, how many wars have ended under this administration and you haven't said a word about it? Like if you're in a relationship, everything is about a relationship. If you're in a relationship and you're a significant other, you have to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. But when the good happens, just like you're pointing out when the bad happens, you have to point out the good. Like with a kid. Hey, look, don't do that. That's bad. Hey, you got an A. Good job, Joey. Just like anything, you got to be fair. If not, it's just weird. It's just a weird world we live in. I don't think the internet helps it any either, to be honest with you.
No, God, no.
Yeah. See the picture of of him being taken off the plane?
Well, I've seen 3 different pictures of him in 3 different outfits. So, not
Okay.
sure which one we're talking about.
So it's
Apparently he brought a wardrobe for his extradition.
yeah. So Maduro. So when he was taken out, he had they took this picture, and he's wearing this pretty badass matching gray Nike sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Right. I believe they went in and got him at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Right. Something like that.
Fortunate Son played in the background.
Yeah. You just kind of wonder, why are you dressed in a sweatsuit? Like, why aren't you in bed? Why aren't you asleep at that time? I think it was right around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, they went in and it was dark, obviously, like that, but it was whatever. So was he wearing that when they got him? I think he was.
So there's one where he's wearing like a tan, like a button-up shirt, but like with a white, it's not buttoned up. He's got like another shirt under it. And then the next I saw him in that badass like Nike tech
Yeah.
suit thing. And then there's another one where he's wearing like a black jacket. It's like, what is the timeline? And how come he has an entire wardrobe for an extradition flight? I don't know.
Do you think they let him take some clothes with him?
I think they probably grabbed a couple of things because it's cold in New York where they were flying him to. So they got him a thicker jacket. They wanted him to be, at least mildly comfortable because they knew he was about to be on an airplane for a long ass time. So
yeah,
they said, "Is this sweatsuit good for you?" As he's sitting in his underwear on the edge of the bed. That would be my assumption.
What if the whole capture of Maduro in Venezuela is all a work?
What isn't?
Seriously.
What's the end game?
After watching the Blacklist, dude, I don't believe it. Well, I mean, you shouldn't believe anything anyway, but just how clean it was, and the publicity, and it's in your face, and the pictures, so in order for him to save face and not step down and put up a fight, right? I mean, that's kind of what's going to happen with Russia and the Ukraine. Neither one of them can say, "Oh yeah, I give up." Everybody's got to save face somehow, some way, some shape, some form, some fashion. Even, like World War II, we drop bombs on Hiroshima and stuff. It's not like they just kind of waved the white flag. We also, there was more to it than that, where the tariffs were discussed and the economy was, so there's always more than just, it's not the knockout punch that puts people away. So what if in this case with Maduro, there was a conversation and said, look, we understand in order to save face, you just can't go away, but we'll come in, we'll get you, we'll make a big deal out of it, and we'll bring you to the United States, you and your wife. That's another weird thing, right? Usually they go in, they just grab the guy. They go and they kill bin Laden. They didn't kill bin Laden and his bitch. They killed bin Laden. They go in and get Saddam Hussein.
He hid behind one of his wives.
Right. Yeah. But we never hear about her. Like, what information did she have? Why was she not brought back? I mean, so how many times do you see both the husband and wife detained in a situation like this? So they bring both of them in. Now they're in U.S. custody, and the United States is going to look over Venezuela until we figure out what we're going to do. But the information that Maduro has with the other cartels, what if Venezuela is not the end game? What if the end game is Mexico, Colombia? So
they got him and his wife out for their safety, actually.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And here's something I was thinking of. I wasn't going down that road, but that's smart. I didn't think about that. They're taking them back to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Who has a recently elected
Donnie.
Yeah, who is very, very verbal about being against this whole process, right?
Right.
So how does he kind of roll out the red carpet in New York for this whole situation to take place under his watch? Or does he put enough of a fight where they have to relocate it somehow and it just keeps getting drug out? And
well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, the RICO charges are the reason why I went to New York, because the RICO charges are in New York. I don't think that Mandani is going to have anything to do or say with this.
He's got no power.
Right. In fact, I think
this is actually
an extra added bonus for the Trump administration for it to go down in New York to show how powerful the federal government is versus the power that Mamdani actually has. So, but I'm telling you, when you see stuff like this happen in the world, like what happened in Venezuela, take a step back from your emotion, whatever you believe and however you want to react. Go and watch all 22 seasons of The Blacklist. I'm telling you right now, everything is a work.
22 seasons?
22 seasons. Everything is a work. This guy in the United States and his wife, how often do you get abducted with your wife if you're the bad guy, right? This was all planned.
What were the goggles about?
So we couldn't see their blackout goggles. We're way past the hoods. Plus, it's a very bad representation of the past history of this country. We want to move on from the hoods.
Give me some meta glasses.
Yeah, now give me some metas. Give me some of those VR headset stuff.
He was actually watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit on the back of those things.
He's probably watching the movie in there. I'm telling you,
The Blacklist.
And this is why it infuriates me when I see people get worked up, because there's everything that you see is not what it is. There's no way. If we were all that smart, then we would all be running countries. There's always more to the story. This guy is just a stepping stone to the bigger fish that are out there, or just as big fish. I mean, okay,
the big fish are always up the ladder somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you want, anytime you get a mass shooting situation, you don't want them to take their lives. You want to learn from them. I know it sounds gross. You're like, no, kill that son of a bitch eventually. But you need to find out what the problem is. Now, what we've learned over time with the mass shootings is most of them have one thing in common. They don't know their bodies. They don't know who they are. They don't know what's going on. Oh, woe is me. You know,
I didn't have a daddy.
That's a generational type of thing. But you always want to keep people with information alive. That's why the Epstein stuff, I don't think he's dead. I still don't think he's dead. And they can cover it up because he was so valuable with so much information. There's no way that guy killed himself in a jail cell. Now, if he were killed, if he died, he was killed. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Because all that information that guy had would have given him immunity. There's no way that he's serving a day in jail after the conversation. It doesn't work. Again, go watch The Blacklist. The FBI has no problem letting you go if you give them information that leads to a bigger catch. And Epstein was not the big catch. The people that visited Epstein's freak island, that was the big catch. I'm telling you, I'm right on this one. Calm down about the Venezuelan stuff. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't post anything until you, A, can spell Venezuela, and B, go watch 22 seasons of The Blacklist. Go watch The Blacklist, and you'll realize everything that I've said about this, I'm right. It had nothing to do with what you think it has to do. It's a bigger picture. I'm FBI approved. I'm Agent Dick Wagon Cover. I went to FBI class and I watched all 22 seasons of The Blacklist. I know you don't know. Listen to this whole damn podcast and you'll understand what I'm saying. But you got to watch The Blacklist first.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay, so you're in the know. Okay, you're qualified.
I'm what they call a veteran of knowledge.
A veteran? Veteran
of knowledge.
Okay.
Blacklist knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I know
a locked box of knowledge.
But my theory makes you think. Scratch your little noodle.
That actually does kind of make sense. God, I hate giving you credit.
Why? I'm so smart.
Yeah, because you'll give yourself credit.
Well, it's just facts, man. Like black is black, sky's blue, water's wet. I'm smart. Like, these are just facts of life. What I just said about that absolutely makes sense. Here's some other cool stuff about the Venezuelan stuff. All right. So let me get this article up because this is going to blow your mind if you haven't seen this.
Okay.
Pizza orders near the Pentagon suddenly surged in traffic during Venezuelan attack, and it might be connected to a bizarre theory. So there's a pizza place near the Pentagon. It's got this unusual rush when the United States launched. They call it an attack on Venezuela. I'm not going to call it an attack on Venezuela because it was not. Anyway, so Pizzado Pizza in Arlington, Virginia, surged in traffic around 2 a.m. Friday. This according to Pentagon Pizza Report. I don't know what that is. I don't know how real that is. Either way, I love the name. I love the sound. It sounds fun.
The PPP.
An online account that tracks pizza spot supposedly favored by federal agents, which sounds very unsafe for federal agents, to be honest with you. I don't know why they allow that site to be up. So the time that the pizza spike in Arlington, Virginia went up, that would have been about 3 a.m. in Venezuela. 1 hour after the U.S. had the airstrikes on the capital city that lasted about 30 minutes. Because you remember, we did go in, I guess, yes, it was an attack, but that was, like, hey, look at the flashy lights. We're going to go get this guy. So the Pentagon pizza theory follows pizza orders surrounding the Pentagon speculating, here's the kicker, that an increase in late night orders for federal agents corresponds with major historical events. Mm-hmm. So when you see a spike in pizza orders, because I guess that's all they eat at the Pentagon, according to this, from the Pentagon Pizza Report website, that means something going down in the world.
When they have something going on with China, they prefer to get, like something from the wok.
Takeout, maybe. Yeah. Well, you would think that we would be going into Italy, something Venezuelan food.
They don't have late night Venezuelan eateries in DC.
Events,
but they do have victory pizza parties apparently when they go get a drug cartel dictator.
So can you imagine if this is true, which I kind of buy into this theory. It makes sense. It's kind of scary that there are people out there that are monitoring this, because that really puts things, people in harm's way, one, but two, it tips their hat. On the flip side of that, you've got to be an idiot if you work at the Pentagon and are not realizing that if you have an all-nighter or a 2-day or whatever the case may be, there's people out there monitoring your food orders.
Right.
So you should make it so you can't order. Like, who's the guy delivering pizzas to the Pentagon?
Yeah, just get a DiGiorno, guys. Come on, let's really work this out. You got the Pentagon. I think there's a kitchen.
That's if we, if that's the crack in our armor and something happens to this country because you dummies at the Pentagon are ordering a lot of pizzas right before an historical event, as they call it, like this Venezuelan raid. And after. Yeah, we, the people, suffer because the bad guys are monitoring your fat asses ordering pizzas around the Pentagon. You got to be smarter than that. I'm very disappointed in you people right now. Very disappointed. You would think that you would know better than that. You can't do that. Dummies. Absolutely dummies. All right. So that's the pizza stuff, right? Here's the second.
They cannot go into Venezuela on a full stomach, so they have to wait until after the fact.
Well, it's not the people that go in, but it's all the people that are working, and it just makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. They got too much stress. I mean, you can't
all these pizzas
on your feet.
Absolutely amazing. So here's the other kicker, right? This one, they're going to find out who this guy is. So there was a poly-market gambler. I'll explain what that is here in a second. That has raised eyebrows with this $400,000 win on Maduro and them getting him. And this is just days after joining the betting platform. Full disclosure, was not familiar with the poly market before I saw this story. So the poly market website, which is polymarket.com, is a betting website that allows you to bet on anything and everything. I'm looking at it right now. Will the United States invade Venezuela by? And then it gives 2 dates. Your answers are yes and no. And there's a percentage. They're not like odds. They're not.
Wouldn't it be 50%?
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. Yes or no, but it gives you the odds of what people are leaning towards.
Okay, all right.
8% January 31st, 18% March 31st. But the odds are not like plus 125, not like a gambling website.
Okay, yeah.
Literally, it's a 50-50 shot, yes or no, which is crazy. So, like, out of nowhere, I mean, I guess not out of nowhere, the Maduro thing is far-fetched. I mean, we've been going back and forth with this guy, but this bet that he placed on Polymarket, which, again, he just started betting recently, and he'd made several bets on Maduro being removed by the end of January, starting with a New Year's Eve bet for a little over $1,200. The account started adding to its position over the next few days, including multiple bets of $6,000 or more. Then there was an $85 bet mixed in there as well for good measure. All in, the account bet 32,500 plus and redeemed for 436.7 plus. Hours after President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. military had captured Maduro and his wife. But it's raising eyebrows, considering the account had only started betting on Polymarket.
Yeah, they just started betting and they got 36 grand in the Katie on that one thing.
Yeah. So left-wing political researcher Tyson Brody spotted how you guys, I mean, like, the time you spend to find this stuff's amazing. There was a new account that had made big gains on his Venezuelan bets, some war-related insider trading. The ex-Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders researcher asked popular sports and business commentator Joe Pompilani reposted Brody and noted the aforementioned account that made $400,000. Insider trading is not only allowed on prediction markets, it's encouraged. A handful of X accounts that started to joke the insider was Barron Trump. And so that's now the rumor that goes out there.
What?
Trump's kid knew about it, goes on to Polymarket to make a quick $400,000.
Huh.
That's
Okay.
I'd never even heard of the Polymarket. Like, I'm just getting used to my Hard Rock app, but to have this, and you can bet in crypto and all kinds of stuff.
I mean, Polymarket makes me think of a whole different ball of wax. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like swingers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet that's where I could go to find some swingers. That's what I would think it is.
I bet they do have football. They have college football championship 2026. They give you two options, Indiana or Miami. Well, that's just for that game, I guess. But then you get into, you got soccer, you got football. I don't understand the odds though. Like, how do you win? Like, I don't understand. Like, if I put U.S. forces enter Venezuela again by January 10th, I hit yes. Buy $10 to win $142. That's it. I mean, I don't know the you can change the odds. You can change your bets. That's
I don't know how you change the odds on a 50-50 question.
Yeah, I don't. This is a very basic website. It's actually kind of cool, and so, but you can, I mean, like, let me pick a topic: culture. Will 11 die in Stranger Things season 5?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know why that's still up there. I already know the answer.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I was wagging.
Well, actually, that can't be answered. So that's a bad bet. You can't answer that. Elon Musk hashtag tweets December 30th through January 6th. I don't know what that means. It's just the oddest betting site. What will be the number 2 U.S. Netflix show this week? Like, you talk about prop bets. This is absolutely nuts with everything that they have, But anyway, the Maduro thing, that was a good pool. Whoever did that, that's a lot. See, here's the thing: when you bet, people like us that will buy in for like $100 on the Hard Rock app bet. We'll do $5 per bet. That's in our wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
We're betting what we can lose. When you get up to that amount of money, and I don't care if you have that amount of money to lose, you still, as a gambler, and I'm a gambler, you recognize that's a lot of money, and that is a long shot of a bet, right? That is, you still want to get your money in good, as they say. So whoever made that bet with that amount of money, knew something. Hands down, 110%. That person knew what was going on.
I mean, if it's Barron Trump, that would track.
Yeah. Like, why would you not? You're walking by the door and your dad's on the phone going, tonight, 1 o'clock. That's when we're doing it.
Going to be huge.
It's going to be huge. 1 o'clock. We're going in Venezuela.
Best invasion ever.
Get the wife too. Bring them home. Let's
My
go.
unfortunate son.
Yeah. And Barron Trump is like, oh, okay. I missed every other time that, and maybe the other times that they had bet, he had heard something and they were failed and we just didn't hear about it, or they never even went in and actually did it. Who knows? You know what I mean?
I find it hilarious. Some of the congressmen are coming out and saying, we weren't even told about this. No shit.
Yeah. They don't have to be told about it.
Yeah. First thing they do is have a press conference about why they're against it. Kind of let the cat out of the bag there.
That's the other thing. When I see people argue, I've got a lot of friends that lean on the left, and it's very cringy. Like, I don't want to unfriend them because I disagree with them, because I don't think that's fair. I actually encourage listening to people that have different views than I do, but I don't like dumb comments. And, I don't like the ambiguous, you could go in and just take somebody from another country and do this. I'm just asking for a friend. Like, can we get rid of, in 2026, let's all come together and let's get rid of terms on social media like I'm asking for a friend. It's played out. It's dumb. No more. Not saying I've never used it. Just saying, let's move on. In the radio industry, oh my God, must read the ass kissing of somebody that wrote an article. Oh my God, it is so bad. It's like a handful of these dudes that just kneel down on each other. And it's like, oh, what a great read. Oh, couldn't have worded any better. I'm like, oh my God, stop it. And then all these young kids that are coming up in the business, they think it's the gospel of what they're reading. They got to read it. And then I read through it and I'm like, no, that's just a ploy to sell something. That's all it is. They're all salesmen. They're just trying to get your business. What are you doing? They don't want to help you. If they help you, it's great, but that's not the number one priority. That's not how that works. And then they're hired by companies because they don't want to be responsible if you fail. So you can get fired based off of these guys. And that's the workaround. And they play it off like the talent doesn't know. And a lot of talent doesn't know. Young talent doesn't know. Just doesn't make sense.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about right now.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't have a clue.
So anyway, polymarket.com if you go bet on the Venezuela stuff. But look, here's the thing. Get rid of some of these terms in 2026. The must reads, asking for a friend. Like, when you're posting about stuff, trust me, I get emotional too, and I want to post things on social media as well. But I don't. I don't. And if I do, I try to make it as entertaining as possible. Like, I made a post the other day. I was watching that Hillebrand documentary. I haven't gotten through it all yet. I'm talking about the social media influencer. She was an alleged therapist in Utah, part of the Mormons, those whack jobs.
Yeah.
Ended up abusing all these kids and I haven't gotten through it all. So I don't know. I know most of the story just because it's not a spoiler alert. This happened a couple of years ago. So the story, but that's the gist of it. Social media woman said she was a therapist. In actuality, on paper, was not. So then she went on as a life coach, and behind the scenes, she was starving these kids, abusing these kids. And finally they got the ring footage of the kid showing up at this old couple's house and getting saved. Anyway. And they talk, the point of the documentary that I got to, they talk about her success online and how she had over 500,000 subscribers to her YouTube channel. And then she started another podcast with this other woman, and they got up to like 2 million subscribers or something like this. And I'm pulling my hair out. I'm losing it already, but I'm pulling it out. And I'm going, I do 3 different shows 5 days a week. I bust my ass. And my content is good. I'm an experienced broadcaster. I speak well. There's a reason behind what I say. I've got content. It's thought evoking. It's informative. It's funny. It's entertaining. It's emotional. These bitches are fucking lying to you. And you don't even see it. Over 500,000. Let's just take 500,000 subscribers to the YouTube channel where they phony baloney this fake ass family. And you sit there. Why are you watching this? Why are you buying into this? Is that what it takes to win the internet? Is to lie to you and put out a product that is not real? If that's the case, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I wish I could. I can't do it.
I'm glad you can't.
I wish I could. I can't. Trust me, I've thought about it a million times, just gimmicking it out for a podcast, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Like, well, I'm not talking about lie. I'm talking about like Stephen Colbert lies. I mean, Stephen Colbert made a name for himself, right?
He was a writer for the Daily Show. Before that, you mean?
Oh no, he became a thing because he was a gimmick. He pretended to be a hardcore conservative on the Daily Show. That was his thing. People actually believed he was a Republican. That was his whole gimmick, is that he was tricking the audience.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that didn't know. And it was actually kind of brilliant because the things that he would say would kind of allow you to take shots at him, but nobody realized he was a gimmick until he got the Late Show. And so that's what I'm talking about, a gimmick. I'm not talking about, like, I can't gimmick it out. I just can't do it. I mean, I can gimmick to a point, but I can't gimmick it out like that. This woman, 500,000+ subscribers, and she ends up being a child abuser. Who in the fuck was watching this and supporting this and not knowing this? And then what are you watching now? What are your interest in podcast? Is it that? Like, do you really believe that this fat Mormon bitch was the end all be all of a family and she was, God's gift to a family? Like, come on, people. Listen to my rants about Venezuela over that. 10 times better. I'll tell you that right now. Absolutely amazing. But so far, so good. The articles that I read said people were turning that show off because they couldn't stomach what she did to these children. That's how horrific it was. And to the point that I've gotten so far in this documentary is you see how malnourished these kids were, and it is heart-wrenching.
How many kids?
So there were 6 kids a part of this family that's involved. So you've got a family of 8. They had a YouTube channel called 8 Passengers, 2 parents, 6 kids. Okay. Then you have Hildebrand. She gets involved somehow. They had 2 different companies. They joined, or they developed a relationship. And I haven't got to the point why the kids were at this Hildebrand's house, but I guess in the Mormon church, guys are freaking weird, man. So I guess in the Mormon church, they love to procreate, right? They love to have kids. And so they have kind of the old school Catholic idea of marriage. Once you get into that commitment, you're into that commitment, and you have to figure out how to fix that marriage. There is no ending a marriage. So that's where this Hildebrand, and a lot of that, a lot of this has to do with sex. So because of in that church, the LDS and the Mormon church, they struggle with their sexuality. They struggle with sex in general, because leading up until marriage, they're not allowed to watch porn. They're not allowed to be introduced to anything sex. So when they get into it, it's kind of weird. It's the first time, that's, and they're like, they mean it when they do it. This Hildebrand woman, she finds a way to exploit that. And within their rules, and they have like literally manuals of rules, they did not have anything for helping couples with the sex side with the Mormon touch, right? So she finds this niche and finds that all these couples were having this issue. So that's how she kind of gets in. Again, I'm all over the place because I haven't seen the whole thing. That's just where I've gotten how she got in and got powerful. Like the Mormon church was sending her people. So she became like a name within the Mormon church as one of the therapists, quote unquote, even though she had gotten that taken away, that was recommended. And if they're recommending her, then you got to go to her. So they have some of her past clients on there and stuff. It turns into be more of a story of just child abuse. It's very fascinating.
Where are you watching this?
Netflix.
Okay. I got Netflix now, by the way.
Oh, good for you. Is that you get that for Christmas or something? What's going on?
No, there was a show that we wanted to see, so we got Netflix.
What show was that?
And it was one of them. We would be the madre, my mom.
Okay.
Wanted to see a particular show. And since my living room is in their house, I got Netflix too.
Okay. Oh, I got you. Well, what was the show?
It was a horrible show. It was a Christmas movie. God, it was Christmas in the Castle with Brooke Shields and Carrie Elwes.
Okay, so you got Netflix for just that.
She got Netflix. I have a TV in their house, so I have Netflix too.
Gotcha. Look, I just got Paramount Plus for Landman.
So good. My God, what a great show.
The first season was very good. The second season,
I love season 2 as well.
So far, not thrilled at all.
Okay.
Not. I'm so disappointed in season 2.
Okay.
So disappointed. Not good at all. I mean, like, I'm willing to give it up and release all the episodes. Don't do this must-see TV. Those days are done. People are not going to remember every Sunday. Look, we're no longer on your schedule. You're on our schedule. You have to understand that entertainment is no longer making the rules when we get to be entertained. If you don't fit within our schedule, then we have no problem surpassing you. Not a problem at all. Just that simple. So every Sunday release is stupid. You know, we binge watched like the first 4 episodes or something, whatever it was. I was like, oh my God, this is tough. This is not good. It's a struggle. This is so slow. Like, you're not accomplishing anything. And as much as I love the Ali Landry character, Ali Landry, the wife, the blonde.
Yeah, I don't remember her last name, but yes, I know who you're talking about.
Varsity Blues, the bikini. Yeah. As much as I love her character, it's just too much. It's like, it doesn't make sense. I understand that she's the comic relief, you know, with the parties and all this other stuff. I get it, but it just doesn't add up to everything. It just doesn't add up. I love the introduction of the Sam Elliott character, because if you don't like Sam Elliott, you're not American. So, and it fits Billy Bob Thornton perfectly. The son and his issues. Wah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Wah. The daughter, I understand why she's there. I get
she's so hot. God, she's hot. My God. She was in 1923.
Oh, really?
With Harrison Ford?
I didn't know that.
She was a character in that too.
Yeah.
A lot of the Taylor Sheridan, they're in the different shows and shit. And she was,
she's got a very bright future. I'm sure she's going to do very, very well.
I like her past as well.
I just but
never see her walk away.
What's interesting, is the incestual nature of Landman. If you look at it, outside of the Taylor Sheridan stuff, but Billy Bob Thornton was the coach in Friday Night Lights, based out of Texas, talking about
Permian, exact same town,
Permian, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Ali Landry was Varsity Blues, Texas.
Mox.
Yeah, Mox and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, if you want to do one of those confused breakfast conspiracies, you go, okay, well, after Billy Bob's coaching career, he got into being a landman. Start connecting the dots, and then get your 6 degrees and start blowing people's minds. All right,
dude. James Vanderbeek moved back to Texas now too. Maybe he could do a cameo as Mox on Landman. Holy hell!
Well, you know who I could see? So the guy, he was the defensive back in Friday Night Lights. He kind of Hispanic guy. He was really smart in the movie, kind of quiet.
Rodriguez or whatever.
Right. he's gone off to do some other movies, like some serious roles. He's a very good actor. I could see him having a part in Landman, which would then bring it all around. He's actually, he was in Hostel, and then he went off to do some other things. And I saw him recently in something he was really good in. He was the coach, like as an older guy in that movie, the golf movie, recently, not that long ago. Very good actor. Anyway, all right, let's wrap this up. This is a Freebay episode. So thank you very much for listening. I know more people listen to the Wednesdays released episodes than they do Tuesdays and Thursdays because you don't want to subscribe. Dude, please subscribe. It's like $5, $4.99 a month. You get all the episodes, right? I'll do a better of giving you guys stuff. Even though that hasn't worked in the past, if that's what I've got to do to get more subscribers, that's what I'll do. I will say this, though. I am going to start giving away things for the newsletter. So make sure you sign up for the newsletter. I might even do like a weekly giveaway in the newsletter. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do it. But you can sign up. That's free. Go to jasonbailey.com. Subscribe to the other episodes of the BS, jasonbailey.com. If you are a sponsor and are interested in sponsoring the podcast, actually have met some really good people last couple of days that are going to be perfect if this deal goes through for the podcast. So it's going to be great. JasonBailey.com. You get me there. Questions for the Mad Dog Manny Aurora. Our merch shop is up on the website as well. And all of our social links, including my email address. If you need anything, it's always JasonBailey.com. All right, Ben, you got anything before we get out?
Yes. In keeping with all these idiots writing their opinion on social media, I will leave you with this thought.
Yes.
Always drink upstream from the herd.
Always drink upstream from the herd. That's like poetic. That's not supposed to be funny, right? That's supposed to be poetic.
No, it's just good advice. If you want to digest something that's not tainted yet, do it before it gets to the herd pissing in it. Pee-pee
waters. You don't want the pee-pee. You want the water, not the pee-pees.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good. No pee-pee waters. Pee-pee water's gross.
I had it once. It was not the best thing ever.
Not a fan. Look, thanks for listening. Have yourself a great, safe rest of your day. If you're going to be doing some drinking, I understand. I get it. Be a lifesaver. Give blood like Ben did and got 4 free movie tickets and a t-shirt.
I gave him a life juice.
Gave me life juice. All right, look, have yourself a great, safe rest of your day. If you're going to be doing some drinking, I understand. I get it. If you've had too much, please do not get behind the wheel of a car. I've lost way too many friends like that. Don't want to see that happen to you. And sure shit, don't be posted on social media. When you had too much to drink, you'll lose a lot of friends like that too. All right, talk to you soon. Ooh, tell a friend. Bye.
Hey, good looking. It's the Bailey Show podcast. JasonBailey.com. It's a website.
Okay, this episode's over. Goodbye. 3 different shows, 5 days a week, 1 feed, details, and to subscribe, JasonBailey.com.